This here is a Casablanca Panama. It is one of the older Casablanca Panamas, as it is Slumber Quiet. However, it is not the oldest iteration, as it still has a 5-blade only flywheel and the typical 1-inch blade arms, as the oldest version of the Panama used stub brackets, the kind that you would see on a Four Seasons, and it had a 5-blade adapter that would attach to the 4-blade flywheel. This fan also has a K4S. Everything you see on this fan is original, except for the LCA top plate. This fan did actually come with an LCA. The only difference is that, of course, the top plate there would be in polished brass. The arms of the K4S are kind of tarnished. They look more like copper than they do brass. And this one somehow got really bent out of shape, not even sure how that happened. I was still able to fit a shade in there, but it looks, yeah, pretty, it almost is shaped like a triangle because it's so messed up looking. Tag is over here. Fan is from August of 1983. And now we'll go ahead and ignite power. And this particular SQ model has a pretty slow low speed. And I was in a bit of a hurry because on top of getting this fan, I also got a slew of others, so I have a lot of fans I need to put up and demonstrate, so I was kind of in a hurry when putting this fan up. And because of that, I did not have time to rewire the light kit so that it comes on in sync with the pull chain, meaning that it was hot wired directly to the wires at the top of the fan. And the only reason that the light is not on is because the bulbs are unscrewed. So I can show off the light kit like this. As some of you may know, in Casablanca's Slumber Quiet and otherwise variable speed fans, you have two options for a hot wire for the light kit. One that is hooked up with the pull chain and allows it to go in a sequence, and another that goes directly to the top of the fan in case you want to put the light on a separate wall control, or just hot wire it to be on whenever the fan is on, if you are so inclined to have it that way. Anyways, now we'll bump it up a bit. The SQ potentiometer on this particular fan is pretty stiff, so I might not be able to give the ideal demonstration, as sometimes, you know, it won't budge at some parts, and then when it finally does move, it jerks its way up pretty far, if that makes sense. Because some parts, you know, turn nice and smoothly, but other parts it just gets really stiff and tight. That's not to say that the SQ is going bad, but rather the potentiometer probably needs to have some WD-40 put into it. I can only assume that the reason it's like that is because the SQ on this fan was not used very often. Although it could be another reason too. And of course I have to watch my fingers when going in there, because the blades are so close to the potentiometer. So here we are at a lowish medium speed. And this fan is nice and quiet. The bearings make next to no noise, and this is one of those Slumber Quiet models that is absolutely silent. Apologies that the camera is refusing to focus. Yeah, overall, aside from the somewhat banged up and tarnished K4S, this fan is in really nice condition. And it was also nice and clean when I got a hold of it, so not sure if that was because it was installed in a clean environment or if the owners cleaned it off before selling it, but that was a nice thing to see. And full tilt. Even though it's relatively close to the ceiling, it is still putting off a very nice breeze. And there you go. This is a Slumber Quiet Casablanca Panama 5 in polished brass.